started
Sure,
yet?
I'm gonna prairie dog it the whole time.
1 hour, swing through pinch.
Has it started?
It's... Yes?
Welcome! Hi, everybody! To the
Sorry
Super
for that
Academy
last
live
comment.
stream for pre-production for the Super Academy live stream. So, you probably know us, but if you don't, I'm Ben Lifson.
Yeah.
I'm the original creator of Super Academy and showrunner for the new series.
I'm Jacob. I'm a writer and assistant director on this project, plus whatever else Ben needs me to do. So, yeah.
I'm Kyle. I'm a producer of sorts, writer of sorts, kind of like Jacob said, whatever else is needed of me.
And I'm Alex, sound dude, voice of Deathside, and occasional word contributor.
You're all just like underselling yourselves.
You're a consultant.
Yes, we're all
and an
consultants.
associate producer.
Okay, we'll go with that one.
So yeah, it's been we're just calling this, it's been about 6 weeks since the Kickstarter ended, and we just
Has it been that long?
5 weeks?
5 weeks. About.
Yeah.
I think the past 2 weeks is a blur for me.
Right. And so we just kind of wanted to, we're doing the stream, just sort of letting you know how things are going, you know, sort of what the new stages are, just sort of give you a recap.
What we're doing with your money if you gave us money on Kickstarter.
Right, exactly. So yeah, just sort of, I guess, sort of to recap what happened after the Kickstarter. So, so even after all the funding goes through, well, after the Kickstarter's over, you don't get the money right away. First, they have to collect the money from everyone, and you know, sometimes it takes longer for certain people to contribute, or
And some people's contributions never show up.
Yep.
yeah.
We had a few, so, and then there's fees, which Kickstarter's a 5% fee, then we have to pay Kickstarter fees. So between the fees...
Or Amazon fees.
Or Amazon fees, credit card / Amazon fees. So after the Kickstarter and Amazon fees, plus the few pledges that didn't go through, and it was only like 3 or 4 out of all 150 some odd backers.
Mm-hmm.
So it was literally less than 1%. It wasn't much at all.
Yeah.
But it was a couple $100 in total. We have $9,600 to work with. And some of that already went to our costume designer who made costumes for the filming of the shorts.
Yeah.
All those costumes are ready to go for the series. Good news, we don't have to spend that money for the series now. So going forward, we have about $9,400, $9,500 for the 4 episodes, which is nice. It's more than $2,000 an episode, and that's good things.
Yeah. I can math.
And we have a lot of costumes. Some of the other costs, the first
$2,400.
24, yeah. So some of the things like Power Kids costume, Dark Cops costume, that were a big part of the budget for the original short film. We don't have
Power
to spend.
Kids wasn't, but
Well,
Yeah.
okay, Dark Cops
actually,
costume.
well, but yeah.
Already spent. So most of that money is going to go for equipment rental, a few other costumes for background
our
characters, paying our actors, paying our camera guy, and feeding everybody. And then licenses, insurance, permits, etc., which those add up quick. You might think, oh, it's only $50 a day to film this location. You film $3, it's suddenly $150. Those are all location shoots. You gotta bring food. You know, that's another $25 per day to feed your crew. So it adds up quick. We got enough money we budgeted, so
no way in trouble. We're just kind of letting you know the process and what we've been thinking about.
So $9,500 may sound a lot to a lot of people. It is a modest budget for an independent project. It'll allow us to make a really nice end product, but it's not going to. We're not going to make Transformers 4 either, which is a good thing.
This is a good thing.
But it raised so much money.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah.
If you saw Transformers 4, I don't. I'm judging you.
We still love you.
Just don't see crap movies on opening weekend. It only encourages them. See it like 6 weeks later.
Thanks for joining us, everybody who is here. We got some familiar faces in there, Ted.
Blue Dragon 5.
Hi,
Welcome
Blue
back,
Dragon.
Dragon 5. We got Voxel Bits, or we got
Doesn't say
anybody
who's
else
on
in there.
here.
It's
Just
a bunch of time. JD Disputer, is he there?
wait.
Is JD Disputer a lady?
Oh, JD sorry, I thought I said JDD.
Oh, DJD.
DJD, thank you.
Yeah. pretty cool too.
Give a shout out if you're watching, and
Yeah.
we will say hi.
It's awesome that you guys came out to hang out with us tonight. We really just wanted to talk with you guys about where we're at and ask about what sort of things you're interested in.
Yeah, I mean, we're not doing.
We're not going to give you away plot or spoilers, though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't even try. Well, you could try. Send us more money, I'll tell you.
But raising money isn't
Kyle, come on.
isn't gonna be the.
Just saying, I'm
We're only gonna probably go.
I'm not a
for-
floozy, but I am. Well, I'll
You
do
can
things
grease
for
his
money.
palms.
I'll do things for money. Let's just. You make a connection and what word goes with that.
So this stream's only going to be about an hour or so, but yeah, just sort of letting you know some of the things that are coming up, some of the, things that we have to do, some of the things we want to do, and, how the Kickstarter has influenced, expectations versus reality, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's going to be a lot more than that.
Those of you, if any of you are watching, are going to Convergence, big sci-fi fantasy convention in the Twin Cities here, the 3rd through the 6th of July. So next week we're doing a panel on Saturday. Right?
Yeah, I'm going to make it. or
Saturday
I'm
the
going to make
5th.
an announcement for
Yeah,
that. Too.
we'll make an official announcement, but we'll tell you here.
Yeah.
Saturday 5th, 9:30 in the morning, Atrium 7. Join us. We'll be showing clips, talking. You can actually meet us and shake our hands and stalk us, whatever you want to do. I don't have a stalker yet.
And of course, if you're not in Minnesota, we are planning on filming the whole thing, and we'll put it up online later.
Yeah, we might get it up
yeah.
the same weekend,
No
barring any
guarantees.
technical issues. If there is, we'll get it up.
We will also
Monday,
be
Tuesday.
tired after.
Yeah,
Right.
probably.
Many
Running around
activities
with
to
6,000 other comic book and fantasy.
Yeah,
nerds.
probably not on the weekend. But
Yeah.
conduct.
So.
Ricardo from Brazil says hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
Ricardo.
How's it going?
Thank you for joining us. One of the big guests of honor this year at Convergence is Greg Wiseman, who's the creator of Gargoyles and the head writer for Young Justice TV show. So we are going to try and hang out with him a bit too and see if we can't learn any
We should
wisdom.
bring DVDs for him too.
Learn any wisdom or see if he has any thoughts for us going forward. That'd be pretty amazing, although we don't know if it'll happen. It is
I'm gonna
kind
make
of
a pie for him.
stretch.
I did.
The guy who wrote the physics of superheroes, Dr. Jim Kakalius, will also be there. I don't know if you guys have read that book. It's an amazing book about the way physics work in comic books and how likely it is things would actually work. His bit about Hulk's purple pants being held up when he transforms is one of the funniest things that I've ever read, and I've heard him do it live too. So we're really, really excited about that. I'm looking forward to seeing him again.
And we'll see if we can get some Young Justice Season 3 spoilers. From Hitman. We'll tell
If
you.
I win, so Greg Wiseman
Perhaps a
is.
spoiler like there will be a season 3.
Yeah, that would be it.
I'll
be
make you
James.
That'd
pies
be a
every
great
week,
spoiler.
every week for a year if you can bring it back.
Or some, I don't know. That's a whole separate topic, though. So yeah, if you have any questions or any about, Ted says we got a few questions. Sure.
Blue Dragon 5 asks, what are you most excited to work on next in the process?
Yeah.
That's a good.
I am honestly building props and costumes. Once we get the scripts done, I'm looking forward to. I won't do much of it myself, but I'll be contributing to the process, and I live with my wife is the head costume designer, so I'll get to see a lot of it come together. So I like seeing that process evolve.
And about the scripts, and which is the thing I'm most excited about, and just sort of explain where that is. So we do going into the Kickstarter, we did have what's going to happen pretty much, like the outline and everything. And now that we have the budget, it's sort of like in the script process, deciding what we can do. So we got a lot more than we expected. So the fourth episode changes like everything.
Yeah. Our original plan was going in 3 episodes. With the bonus 4, we're like, okay, we can add things like the punster, which we're originally going to have to cut out, the punster has made a triumphant return.
Yeah, we're making it, rather than just having it where like the 4th episode's just a bonus filler, we're actually like sort of working.
It's incorporated into the story.
We have an overarching
We made it
plot.
into a 4-episode arc rather than just bonus.
So there's a good chance also on the DVD Blu-rays, for those of you who backed us, there may be a special like feature film edit of the 4 episodes edited together, quite possibly.
There's that could work.
That's not set in stone, but there's a chance in that because basically the 4 episodes are combined to a feature film length and with an overarching
5 episodes.
5 episodes. So
Oh yeah.
with the pilot,
Yeah.
The pilot.
the feature film length. So we may get, if we have
And the
time, we
actor
may
randomly
get
changes partway through this
Yeah.
movie.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's like The Room.
Well, when you wait a year and a half between the original and the new ones, then
Well, they filmed a whole bunch of Lord of the Rings with a different actor than Viggo Mortensen had to refilm it all. So.
But yeah, so the most exciting part for me is just sort of writing those out.
How about for you, Alex?
I'm just looking forward to the shooting.
Mhm.
That's always the most fun thing for me. I mean, I like the whole rest of it, but actually getting to be on set and mess around with that stuff.
I'm kind of a mixed bag. I'm kind of all over the place in terms of what is interesting. We're really, really into writing right now. We're, you know, neck deep in writing. We have drafts going for just about everything now.
Yeah.
We have outlines for everything anyway, and we have some really solid drafts on a couple episodes that are making their way towards completion. The costume stuff is definitely super fun, to Kyle's point. I'm really looking forward to fight choreography, because we actually have enough of a budget that we can do a little bit of cool fights.
Some cool action scenes have been written, so we have to choreograph them next.
Yeah, and we're talking about weaponry and fighting styles and stuff like that, and powers, and it's really exciting.
It kind of segues into this other question about how is the wire work equipment, like what's the plan for shooting with that?
Well, we're not full wire work. It's simply a jerk vest where people will be able to get yanked back. And, so when people get blasted by a telekinetic blast or a super punch, they'll be able to fly back accordingly. We're not going to be able to suspend and do wire foo or anything like that. All our money combined couldn't pay for that setup.
The professional harnesses that you see, like in
John
X-Men
movies
when Magneto throws guys away, those harnesses are, twice what our total budget of the project is alone.
Yeah, they cost more
Not
than
to
a new
mention
car.
the training for the guys who are operating it and
We're going to have a simple version of that.
Yeah, we have a professional stunt coordinator who's going to come down from Colorado. He's going to bring some gear with him. He worked with us on Fang and Talon, Kyle and I's other projects that we did.
Which you should all see.
Yeah, which you should all see.
Fang and Talon, the series,
and
is type in
or
Google
subscribe
and
to
watch,
it also.
and subscribe.
Yeah. And he was, he was just amazing to work with. Very, 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 very
Played
fun.
a halfling in
He played a
episode
halfling.
7.
He's a small guy, but very, very athletic, very lithe and
He jumped off a
acrobatic.
bridge.
He jumped off a bridge for us.
And he ran around barefoot.
He ran around barefoot in the woods.
He took a punch.
He took a punch and fell on his butt, and then he took.
He got
He
slammed
tripped.
against a
He
tree.
tripped, and he took a dirt nap.
He got slammed against
Most
a tree multiple
convincing
times.
dirt nap without getting hurt I've ever seen. It was amazing. So he's got a wire rig that he's going to bring down, so we can do some fun stuff with the jerk vest. But he's also going to help us do some big stunts, falls and jumps and punches and things like that to really showcase some of the powers.
And we don't
on the
hurt
show.
anybody.
Right, exactly.
How is the writing process going right now? I know you talked about that a little bit earlier, but
It's good. We're having weekly meetings, and people are doing writing on their own as well. So a lot of the episodes, we're parsing out scenes and putting together. Some episodes, basically one person's mostly writing a whole first draft by themselves, and we're interjecting and tweaking the dialogue and changing things up a little bit.
Making lots of notes for each other.
Lots
too.
of notes for each other. Tons of feedback. It's here's my script. Feel free to tear it apart. We
Like
want
10
this to be a
pages.
very good script.
Yeah.
There's no egos brought in here. Now, if we believe in something, we'll fight for it
Yeah,
and make
and
a
that's-
good case, and that's part of the process. If you can fight for it and defend it as a good scene, then you know it's a good scene and it's going to stand up when we film.
Exactly, yeah. I think, like on both of us, there were a couple things that I said and you, really defended them. I realized that, that's a good point.
So,
Everything. So, that's really good that, again, everyone is super honest about it and
Yep.
and they're also,
Well,
really
and we're all
defend-
geeky and stuff. We want
Yeah.
this to be a good, compelling story because we want to make something we want to watch too.
Yeah.
So it's, it's a really fun collaborative process. It's, Jacob and Ben are doing most of the heavy lifting, but, Alex and I and even Ted behind the camera are contributing a little bit here and there. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And we'll be writing episode 2 also.
Yeah.
Yeah. To add on to that, I guess, we do have some stuff that's in kind of, close to, finished drafts of stuff in terms of the completion aspect, but there's still a bunch of stuff for tweaking. And, there has been a bunch of stuff when we sat down and originally wrote it out, or we've looked at it again and gone, well, no, we probably can't do this because we don't have the money to do that. So that's usually the first thing that we're cutting out in drafts is the stuff. Well, we don't have money to do
He can't
this.
fight 12 goons with
Yeah,
superpowers.
we have to
As
hire
cool as
12
that would
guys
be.
and get 12 costumes.
He can
Space
fight
station.
2 goons. Yeah. He can't ride an ICBM across the United States. We didn't actually write
Yeah,
that.
that was not written at any point.
So that
Just
would
cause
be
they
really
slipped
cool.
in there.
Do the whole Captain Bucky riding the missile with the Red Skull thing. That'd be awesome.
What does the timeline look like then when it comes to the pre-production process?
Next week. No.
I mean, we're aiming
Do you
to
have an
film
idea?
this fall in October. So we're
I think we'll get to filming before then. We just
Yeah.
may not get into heavy duty filming
Yeah.
until then.
But the way it looks like, the script should be done by the end of July. We'll
Okay.
spend August casting, finding locations, building props and costumes, and most of September doing costumes, props, locations.
Rehearsing.
And
rehearsing and a lot
do
of
some
fight
table
rehearsal.
readings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And acting rehearsal.
So, yeah.
Like during the skits, we mostly rehearsed on set, but
Yeah, we'll
On the
hopefully
original
do
film,
some table
Matt.
readings with the crew, and hope maybe film them and put them on the DVD and Blu-rays too, for the Kickstarter backers.
Yeah.
Keep it exclusive.
and not tell the actors. Don't tell anyone, Ted. No.
I didn't even hear what you said. I'm
Okay.
listening to the stream.
We'll hear it in 5 seconds here or whatever the delay
Yeah, that's
is.
30 seconds.
It's like a 45-second delay, so it's
Okay.
quite a...
So we're in the,
Our cast is really excited to be back on set and see
Yeah.
what we've written. We've cemented a couple more new background characters. We just wrote a really cool scene with Fracture, the guy who was part of our second character creation live stream. And we're really excited
Yeah,
to
we wrote
film
his
that
scene.
and to build that costume now because
Yeah.
we just wrote that stuff earlier today.
he has dialogue,
So-
so he's not just a guy who shows up and is like, "Hi, I'm Fracture." Well, see ya. We've actually.
Hello, Fracture here, fulfilling backup rewards. Cheerio!
No, we introduced him into the plot, and just because we picked him because it was an interesting character.
You actually just answered one of the questions
Yeah.
without even knowing.
What was the question?
How was Fracture included in the project?
Yeah, he'll. He's
He's an underground dildo smuggler. That's all you need to know.
really, Kyle.
Kyle just really
No
wants to film-
spoilers!
Kyle just really wants to film in a dildo factory.
If you
That
can
would
get
be
a perm, if you can
hilarious.
get a perm, filming in any factory is good.
We should, if we do that, we should get Joel. There's this amazing actor named Joel Thingwall. Anyway, but just hey Joel, how's it going on the phone? Oh, just making dildos.
And then you can get in a sword fight with a villain.
None of this is happening. We're
Yeah.
just
There are no
we're just
dildos in the
spitballing
show.
and being ridiculous.
Joel, if you're watching, please let us know.
If you have a sweet, sweet dildo factory connection, let us know.
Really, you do sweet as an adjective?
Yes.
Anyway,
That should be showing up for
so
them now.
Fracture. We're not going to spoil what he's going to do in the show, but we do have
Dildo smuggling.
interacting with some of the characters, and there's a point of conflict centered around his character that's going to be pretty interesting and exciting. So we won't say too much more beyond that.
Any upcoming challenges in production that you're dreading?
Logistics.
Logistics.
Yeah, scheduling.
Getting
Making,
people, places, and things at the right place at the right time.
right, because,
Go ahead.
yeah, just it requires so many people to all be available around the same time. to all be at the same place.
Have you ever tried to go see a movie with a group of more than 7 friends? Imagine that times 11 in difficulty.
Mhm.
And you have to carry your own stuff to see the movie wherever you're going.
That's
That's basically what it is.
You also have to bring all of the clothes that the people who are going with you to the movie are going to wear, and also bring them all of the food that they're going to eat because the movie is like 12 hours long. And people also have this tendency where like you plan something with them and they're like, oh yeah, that sounds fun, and then like the night before they're like, oh, I probably actually can't make it, and then you're like, well, you are going to be on screen, and now I need to come up with somebody to be there in like a minute, and they're like, oh, I didn't really think about it, but I can't be there, bye. Well,
Indie filmmaking.
yeah.
No
so-
contracts, no unions. We can't pay people enough to compel them.
It's kind of the crappy part about filming that's not
So-
in LA. 'Cause-
Flaky
Yeah, we're
people
not
are
paying
flaky,
people
is the short
$200
answer.
a day.
right. Well,
Yeah.
that, but
We'll feed
It's
people.
not as much
and
of
it
a
won't be like garbage
pool.
food.
to
Yeah.
take from.
There's
We'll
a
put
big
you in a
pool.
cool
William
costume,
people.
and
A lot of
we'll
willing
trade you
people.
favors, but we can't afford to pay everybody who's going to sit in the background and not talk, unfortunately. So,
Extras are just that. Extra.
That's not nice.
That was me playing asshole producer.
And that was a thought bubble. What he just did.
That's a thought bubble and this like a comic book. Or like Deadpool talking to himself.
So if there are any other questions, otherwise we can talk about some other.
Not at the moment.
Okay. So yeah, some of the other thing.
What is the favorite thing you've written so far, then?
Well,
Well, since you say that, let me wax poetic.
am I allowed to say this? No, I'd.
You say a scene between these characters where they do this thing.
Yeah.
like, it's specified.
I think actually one of the favorites
this guy.
so far is almost like there's another scene with Dark Cop and Valkyria.
yeah, that's a good one.
And like, it's just like just showing how things have. Some things have changed, but a lot of things have stayed the same. Like just their interactions with each other, because it's like, Valkyria is so like about like almost patronizing in some ways, but like really happy about it. Like it's like we all got to work together and do B for effort or something. Like as long as you try, you can succeed. And like against Dark Cop, just like super cynical and like
She absolutely believes in what she's saying, but it is a little bit hackneyed.
yeah.
So,
So just,
I
but
think I-
Dark Cop
yeah.
being unable to do anything because he's like has no authority here.
yeah.
Just seeing like him being scolded like a kid.
Yeah.
I haven't read. I'm looking forward to writing the Punster's puns.
Yeah, I've left a couple of them blank. Like
Yeah,
in
they'll
the,
just write like when they would write Star Trek, the writers would put technobabble,
Uh-huh.
and some other writer would come up with like Ben just puts puns, and then I come in and write the puns. I'm the pun guy.
Yes.
Dad jokes in training.
Yeah, I am a dad.
I've written some really cool fight stuff, which I can't talk a whole ton about.
People get hurt,
It's going to be awesome, you guys.
like on screen, not off camera.
But there's, can I talk about Scott's character? Is that cool?
Sure.
Okay.
Master.
Yeah, so,
Oh yeah.
if
Yeah.
you
Well,
guys-
we've talked about it before too.
Okay, well, but I didn't know if it was like legit or not. Just making sure.
Okay.
So we've decided to include another character from the first character creation live stream, Slothmaster, who is very very slow and has claws, and that's about it for his power set.
He's
So-
special.
He's we
And
had
that
a
kind of
friend of
way
ours
special.
who was kind of interested in this character, and I was telling him about it, and he started doing like this like thing. I can't do it, but he started like pretending to be this character and like talking like him, and it was just so funny that we had to put him in.
Mm-hmm.
So we've written him into a couple different areas, and he's kind of a comic relief type character who just shows up in the background of things.
He is our R2D2, but he is less critical to the plot than R2D2.
Yeah. He
He's
doesn't catch
R2D2.
on to stuff right away. And
He's like R2D2 was in the prequels. Just kind of there.
yeah, sort of like
Just
that.
kind of there. You mean like every character was in the prequels, just things.
I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, we don't
So
like
I'm
that
very
movie.
excited about Slothmaster.
Mhm.
Which sounds like a really lazy piece of exercise equipment as well.
I think.
Want to burn some calories, but not too fast? Try the Sloth Master.
We would never be able to do
It's a
it also,
climbing
but
machine.
like, one idea was also like he has Aquaman's power, but for sloths.
Yes.
Except then we would have to like
Exactly,
get
that's
a
the
bunch of
problem.
sloths.
Yeah.
Well, we can just say he has, and like, have you ever been able to use that? Well, there aren't any sloths in North America except in zoos.
Yep.
What if we
Or like
ever-
saying they should be here in
What
about
if I
6
ever
weeks.
have
Yeah.
to stop a bad guy at a zoo?
Yeah.
Just don't
If
go in
there's
the
ever a
garage.
robbery at the, who would rob a zoo? All zoos are poor. I know. But if we ever have a fight in South America, I'm out. Your guy.
That was all information. That's not actually
Yeah.
in any of the scripts, but.
Or is it?
No, it's not. It's not.
Might be.
Can you guys name any of the locations that we'd be shooting at? Of course, it's hard to do it this
I mean,
time.
well,
without
a lot
the
of-
I'm pretty sure it's safe to say Battle Creek State Park.
Where
Minneapolis College of Art and Design. Pretty
Yeah.
safe to say we'll be filming there too.
Yeah, there's Battle Creek. That's where a lot of.
Bangtown
That was in
filmed.
2 Creeks, wasn't it, or was it all at Battle Creek?
Mostly 80% of it was Battle Creek.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know, maybe. I don't know if it's
60%.
that. Yeah. A big portion of it. It's a huge park with lots of open trails. There's only one paved path that goes through the middle, and the rest of it is just open dirt paths. There's a big plateau that like looks out over the city and is just gorgeous.
If you've
There's
seen,
big forest areas.
We're gonna
There's
film
hills.
a physical adventure there.
I would love to, yeah.
if you've seen Badass History, which is another thing that we're subscribed to, and Alex and I and
Yes,
Kyle
also very
and
fun.
Jacob all made. That's also something we pitched to that guy with the glasses, but that's we shot the battle scene there
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
historical
Kyle went down the
reenactment.
hill.
Yeah.
Multiple cuts for your entertainment.
So, but yeah, the Dark Cop dorm. A lot of the places you saw in the skits are gonna be reused.
We have a lead on a pretty cool warehouse space.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it yet, so we don't know what it's going to be like, but we might get a really sweet deal on it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking into that, and that would be amazing if we want to have something cool happen there.
Anyone has a danger room we can film in, that would be great.
Oh, and
Fallout Shelter.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
the Fallout Shelter, we have a whole scene written. One of our backers that picked the product placement, they have these big video game simulation pods,
And that's the
which we can't
Battletech
really,
game.
Battletech game. So we're gonna have some of the characters do a teamwork force training thing in these computer simulations. We'll be actually using the actual pods, and it's literally in this old warehouse that is a old Fallout shelter, like a holdover from the Cold War. It's a really cool kind of dank. Actually, they have a lot of electronics there, so it's a Fallout shelter. It's cool. It's cinder blocks and steel doors and lots of awesome kind of ominous looking stuff. Looks like it's a crazy training area for.
Yeah, and the pods that they're going to be in are total immersion pods. So like you climb into it and you sit in this chair, and then the door slides closed. And then you have like a giant keyboard with lots of buttons and joysticks and throttles and stuff on there.
A 3D
And
screen
then
in front
a
of you.
3D screen in front of you, so you can. It's like you're piloting a mech, basically. It's a really, really, really cool place, and we're extremely excited to be able to film there, especially for free.
They paid us.
Yeah, they paid
for
us.
the honor to film there. So, which is
Um,
that doesn't ever happen
If,
in any film.
if you're ever in Minneapolis or St. Paul,
They're open on
go
weekends.
there because
It's
awesome.
fairly reasonable. It's like $3 or $4 per game, and the games are exciting.
Yeah,
they seem way too short because they're that much fun.
Yeah,
When
the
you are
missions
playing
are
for
like 10 minutes apiece.
Yeah. So
Who was it? You, myself, and who else was there?
Ben
I was there.
yeah.
Playing.
So we shot each other. It was a lot of fun. I think if we had more money, we could have kept going. So
Will you be storyboarding any of the action scenes?
Definitely, yeah. That's just you gotta be able
Once
to.
we nail down our locations, we can kind of scope the areas out, and it's going to be a lot easier to do that.
Storyboarding
Once we
even
got our
dialogue
fight together.
scenes is good.
Yeah.
sorry for yawning. I've been up with a child all day.
No worries. Yawning is pop. Everyone yawns. So,
Except for me.
He's yawning behind that cup. You just can't see him.
Will Dark Hop have theme music? Specifically, music he plays when he dramatically enters a room.
He's not that egocentric.
There will be
Diegetic
a
or
soundtrack for
non-diegetic?
there will be a soundtrack for the show. Characters may have their own themes, but they will not hear it. It will not be that.
Non-diegetic.
That sounds like a Starburst thing.
Yeah.
He might like have a colorblind Kyle follow him with a boombox and play it, or an iPod in a deck, in a little speaker
The
deck.
next Starburst theme is just the best of Jason Derulo. It's just really just no songs.
Jason Derulo.
None of them deserve to be.
Jason
on the list of
Derulo
anything.
mashup by Dead Mouse 5.
Really? Dead Mouse 5?
It's the only guy I know that does
Dead Mouse. not
Whatever.
Dead Mouse 5.
whatever.
You guys might need
What
to
else
look
are-
up who that is.
I don't know the kids' music these days.
You're not that much older. Okay.
He has a kid, so he's.
So what?
He
We
is
all
I'm
put that show
cut off
too.
with new
He is
stuff.
obligated to ignore this stuff.
I watch Sesame Street now. Thank you very much.
How are Starburst effects coming along, or how are they conceptually going to look?
Really douchey and over the top and lame.
I mean, we're still sort of talking about
Like
how...
kind of if Jubilee from the X-Men met a frat party.
We're still...
Like
Kind of thing.
Jubilee and Cyclops' baby.
Yeah, something like that.
We
Something
still
there.
are discussing some of how much of Starburst, effects are doing. But he is gonna come in an upcoming, and I'm not sure exactly when, but one of the Lost skits. He has an effect in it, but basically just glowing balls of light.
His application video.
Yeah.
Starburst.
So that'll be that's one of my favorites.
Are we releasing this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He'll have some kind of blast of energy that match the colors in his costume. And he'll shoot.
Might have music with it.
What the crap, man?
Oh man, we just lost our tech guy.
No!
So we lose the stream and we don't know why.
Well, I'll go fill that in.
Yay, backup tech guy.
Yay!
So yeah, I mean
Use
basically
teddy wax.
pretty simple, pretty simple balls of light, energy blasts. That's his power. He calls them star blasts.
I've heard this multiple times. It makes me laugh every time.
He should probably call them star bursts, but he doesn't think.
He doesn't make the connection.
Yeah.
That's one too many steps. I know it's only a single step. That's one too many steps for Starburst.
Star bursts is actually more steps, I think.
But it's
Oh, I see.
the fact that they should be called Starbursts.
No, I get it.
Is only one step, and that's too many for him.
Right.
He probably had a marketing person come up with Star Blast for him. His Pops hired him.
Okay. Will there be a class like Alter Ego 101 with Clark Kent like disguises?
We haven't read anything like that. It's a good idea, but
Probably not.
I think
probably not.
For most of the kids, they're still kind of figuring out who they are. And they never really know who's going to be, a friend and who's going to be an enemy. So I think most of the times that we see them, they're going to be in their secondary identities. It's only really with people that they trust that they would step outside of
At least for this season.
Yeah, secret
itself,
identities really don't show up that much at Super Academy, especially because you're sort of expected to stay in your superhero identity the whole time.
I mean, how the dean's called Valkyrina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not
Mrs. Felton.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I even
Emma
sort of.
Stone.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like one of
I mean, Emma
the.
Frost.
Emma Frost.
That's one of the
Emma
rules
Stone
of
is
Super
an
Academy,
actress.
though. It's like you're not supposed to reveal that because
Yeah.
it's a secret.
It's a world where there's a bunch of superheroes. Like, there's enough for an academy, so.
Yeah.
And also a bunch of villains.
Yep, and it's not unheard of just to be going for, what are you? I'm Mr. Freezer, or whatever. It's like, it's normal. It's like, he's probably on the driver's license.
Yeah.
In costume. It just
That's
is.
not a bad idea. Go to court. Oh yeah, superheroes always go to court
Yeah.
as their hero identities.
The people versus Scout. The people versus Commander Chaos.
Just makes me think of the live action Tick show.
Yeah.
The evil Russian guy, whatever his name is.
I was like actually sort of on that as like in things where the supervillains keep their costumes while in prison.
Yeah.
Like even if it's not even like you can clearly take that off if you wanted.
Yeah.
But nope.
It's like the Earth's Mightiest Heroes TV show, and the negative zone prison. All the villains are still in their costumes. Like,
Even the ones who have power suits.
yeah. Why is Crimson Dynamo still in his suit? Why isn't he just like a dude with radiation poisoning?
Yeah.
Did they really just leave Ronan, the executioner from
Ronan the Accuser.
Ronan the Accuser? Like they only took away his hammer and they left him in his full suit and put him in jail. Like what? So, but yeah, that's basically what we're doing too. The superhero logic, we're extending that to this world, whereas there's not a whole lot of superhero logic.
Sorry.
Yeah, if you guys are expecting a treatise on how this world works, don't really expect it that much. This is a satire.
Mhm.
There will be some drama, of course. You want the characters to be interesting, you want people to be able to care about them, but yeah, you will need to take a small step of disbelief to engage yourself properly.
Remember the mantra. Mystery
Zombie.
Science Theater.
Oh, yeah.
Has a mantra.
What
I
question,
thought you were going Dark Side is.
what question did you leave off on?
You left off on the disguises 101. Next one would be the.
Oh, okay.
You got any villains besides Death Side and Chaotrix?
Yep.
Yes.
How many villains do you expect? Aside from
So
Death
far,
Side.
including Death Side and Chaotrix, 5.
So 3 more next to them. Okay.
So you know that one of them is Bunster.
About Punster.
One of them may or may not be Fracture. Who knows?
What
Then
side
there's
is he
one
on?
Mystery villain.
Ted's making a.
I don't know. How big can you get that mouth, Ted? Okay,
Use
there we
your
go.
imagination.
Big enough to eat.
So anyway, we are. Ted did something. Okay. So we are.
I can't unsee that. I need bleach for my eyes.
It's worse for them because they didn't see it, so their imagination.
Yep.
Just don't try and imagine anything. Just imagine a nice white void with nothing in it.
Yeah.
An
A
elevator music.
storyboard of a movie about a snowstorm and a guy who's playing ping pong in a snowstorm
An elevator music.
and elevator music.
No, I mean, yeah. So I mean, also with the villains, like just because of where it's set, like in school and just with the amount of episodes, a lot of the focus is away sort of from the villains right now.
Yeah, it's more about the heroes' experience in school and getting to know each other.
Mhm.
Not in like a totally sappy way. They're gonna have fun with each other, and Dark Op's gonna Dark Op. So
Yeah, we don't want to introduce like a giant pantheon of characters because if you've ever seen something like Bleach or
Dragon Ball Z,
yeah, they and other
they just
American
dump
cartoons, the G.I. Joe, and stuff like
all
that
the
too.
characters on.
Yeah, it's
all
just
the time.
they dump more characters on instead of developing the ones that they've got a lot of times. So we don't want to do that. We want to give you characters that you care about right away, and you want to grow and change with over time. So that's more appealing to us. Anybody new joining us?
Actually, yes. Imagine X.
Hello, Imagine X.
Hola.
Thanks for joining us, and to everybody who's still here, thank you so much for being here. It's amazing.
What's the time at Curiosity?
It's 6:40. I got about 20 minutes left.
Oh, cool.
Any mob crime to be expected or foiled?
Mob?
Not really. We're not going Nolan Brothers.
And there's
Too
nothing.
much.
There's nothing mundane about the criminals
Yeah.
here.
All of the criminals are some kind of supervillain.
Yeah.
Some less super than others, like the monster.
Well, I guess our last mystery villain could be considered sort of a more typical criminal, but there's some extensions there. I'm just trying to tease a little bit. Hints at stuff that may or may not happen.
And I'm teasing, you're teasing.
Oh,
And I'm just making noises.
Okay, that's fair.
About how dark will the series get when things look hopeless?
We're not gonna go super dark. We're
PG-13 dark.
yeah.
I mean,
That's the
Like-
we're
short
gonna
answer.
go like
First
that.
Batman movie.
We're gonna go like that one really weird episode of Adventure Time Dark. You know. Like,
no,
I don't know. There's a lot of those.
I mean, a lot of the, you know.
oh yeah, one of those. We're gonna go like a really weird kind of dark Adventure Time episode.
I think another way to think of it is like a lot of the darkness will be, you'll find darkness if you look for it. If that
Oh
makes-
God, Ben.
Don't.
No. Take your fortune cookie logic out of here.
I meant that.
you.
I meant that there.
Freaking Yoda over here.
You know what? I'm not gonna even explain what
The
I meant by
darkness
that.
is what you find.
No, I'm not gonna explain it. You have to solve the riddle yourself now. I was gonna, but you know what? No,
Made for bitch crowd.
Omnibus, riddle you
leaving.
find.
I'm leaving. No, Ben, don't leave. I couldn't fit on me.
He is the showrunner, by the way, and we're just ripping on him.
Yeah.
See, Ben, you just gotta focus.
So yeah, there will be some
Yeah.
stuff in there that's going to be
You're
dark.
gonna fire in front of
It
yourself.
is at its core a comedy. You know, there's plenty of
This is
drama.
remarkable.
We want the characters to be interesting. We want you to care about them.
Be right back.
But we also want to have some fun.
Yeah.
And that's if you have a superhero movie take itself too seriously, then it tends to get really goofy.
Man of Steel.
Yeah, the Man
Yeah.
of Steel is my first example, because when you have something that takes itself so seriously and then you do something out of the normal, it just looks really goofy that you did that. So that's something we don't want to do.
Like one of the skits in the Fringe show, right?
Yeah.
No.
It's another subject.
Yeah.
Another thing we're involved in.
Which characters will you shoot with first?
No idea. I mean,
idea.
it depends
We haven't
on
made a
what
shot list
location we can
People's
get when.
availability, where the sun is in the sky, animal migrations. There's all kinds of things that affect that.
Weather good. I would say realistically we're probably going to shoot with PK and Glyph first.
Yeah.
So we can get outside stuff.
Yeah, they have some.
For a thing that we can't talk about yet.
But
But
it's
one,
awesome!
but one of their
It's awesome,
episodes has a lot of outside stuff. So we want, and since we live in Minnesota,
And we'll be
we
filming
need
in the
to-
fall. We
There's a
have to
very
film
narrow
that-
window we can.
We have to
use.
film that before the blizzards come in and, Halloween.
Minnesota.
unless we don't
Whoa,
get it.
whoa, whoa! Aren't you clever, Ted? So
I have never heard this
I
one
hate you.
before. To give you a no, it snowed in April. Just so you guys
Yeah, it
know.
did,
And that,
And
but
last
then,
year it snowed in May.
but then the year before it didn't snow all winter.
Basically.
So there's a certain period where we don't want to film in because anything could happen.
We could get 72 inches of snow on like a Tuesday in August. Not
Yeah.
really, but not August.
No, see, in August, that's when we're having our flesh boiled off when we step outside.
Yeah,
Um,
no, you guys don't know who up here.
It's true, but
Can you mention any bits with Corona at all so far? Plans?
Rona's in an episode.
she has an entire episode for herself.
No,
Which-
she's in many. All the main characters are in every episode
Yeah.
with various amounts of.
We have something that that people on Earth sort of take for granted, that humans take for granted that she does, and it backfires horribly. And we can't say what it is exactly, but it's going to be really, really fun. We have a ton of stuff written for it.
And then
and
show off her powers.
basically right now we don't have the episode drafted out entirely because we have so much great stuff in there that we have to condense and pick which ones are really, really great.
We got 10 gallons of awesome for a 5-gallon bucket.
Exactly, yeah. So we've got to really sift through it and figure out what's going to fit where. And
Because the word bucket is
man,
way
it's
funnier
going
than
to be
bag.
so funny, you guys.
That's why I was laughing, yeah.
Her character is just
K is a funny
a lot
sound.
of fun to write.
The K sound, funny. Humor. Put more K's in your comedy. Guarantee it.
Hey, comedy!
Oh, that's a C.
Yeah, but you put a K on it.
Not gonna touch that one.
Oh wow.
Comedy. It's
Hollywood
just
would
a
pay me
sound.
$10 million for that idea.
Yup.
That'd be nice.
That would be nice.
Boy, howdy.
Could pay off my student loans. No, I couldn't.
Oh,
I don't know how easy this question would be to answer, but Are the gadgets and props coming along at all?
Some are,
Some.
yes. Some are being worked on. Some are done already. They're done before the Kickstarter, and then some still need to be made.
And some are things that have already been made and we just got completed.
Do you have an idea how you're gonna make some of them too? Like what kind of options you
Trips
have?
to the junk store, Acedemy surplus, hot glue, ingenuity,
printing?
and some paint.
Probably not 3D printing.
Oh,
That's 3D printing is very expensive.
Right now.
not when you have someone who has one.
Well, you still have to pay for the materials.
Not true.
So
10 pounds of plastic to make a paper clip.
yeah, it's not
We're
cheap.
working on the efficiency.
Yeah.
So
It'd
yeah.
be cool if we had like a 3D printer down here and just like
Is there anybody new joining us or?
new questions.
All
One
the
thing
questions
that
have been
I would
answered so
kind of
far.
like to ask people watching,
Yeah.
I'd kind of like to know what you guys are interested in seeing. We can't guarantee you're going to get everything that you're asking for in any respects because we're kind of writing stuff already. But I'm just curious on stuff that you guys would like to see, or if there's any shows or comics or just any type of media that you're really into right now. That would be, good inspiration, or basically just share any experiences that, make you interested in this genre at all. Because, we do want to be very open and, talk to you guys about what you want, because, this is, you have paid us to do this for you. So, yeah.
So yeah, let's see, what else can we? So yeah, finding locations, costumes, cast. Mostly have it casted or who our dream casts are.
Yeah.
Still have to cast some background characters.
Yeah,
and
some of the
teachers and stuff.
Some of the backgrounds will probably come back too.
Have we settled on Death Side?
Addison Corbett wants to come back too.
Oh, cool.
I don't know if you remember her.
Yeah.
She was an extra in
Yeah.
the first
No, I
one.
remember. Yeah. I mean, we'll just double check on that, but.
If you live in the area, follow us on our Facebook page, because when we need extras and stuff, we'll probably send out calls. So as long as you can commit to a fairly long day and no payment other than a free meal and standing in place doing the same thing over and over again.
Filming!
Yeah,
Really
it's filming.
sell it there, Kyle.
Well, I'm just letting you know what it is. It's still, but you're part of it. And when you get to see it, it's awesome. And between cuts and all, you get to meet new people and stuff. And it's fun. I'm telling you how it is.
Well, I mean, that's the business of filming, so.
It's a business,
A lot of standing around, waiting, being intense for 30
Being on set alternates between really, really awesome when the camera is rolling and really stressful and sometimes boring when it's not.
Hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
I think is what.
Yeah.
One story I think I've told before, but like though it was really great when we were doing it for the first Super Academy. All the extras made their own mythology for each other.
Yeah.
Like in between.
While waiting for you to give stage direction.
Right, exactly. That was it. I gave everyone a challenge to write fanfics, but
Was that how I ended up in an open relationship with Hipster Goddess? Because that's the word of that suddenly reached my ears, and I was like, "What?"
I haven't heard that part.
Can you say that's why he goes, you spilled patchouli over my clothes again. You spilled patchouli over my blades
The
again.
evil layer reeks of incense.
TNT Girl answered your question, Jacob. Anime cat people and grappling hooks. Mostly grappling hooks. I want to see that.
There might be grappling hooks. There's a
Maybe
chance
cat
for that.
people in the background.
Yeah,
So we
if-
know somebody with a grappling hook? I feel like somebody we know has a grappling hook.
Really?
with all the people we know, someone surely has a grappling hook.
Is it Daryl?
It might be there.
How did
They're all
how
small
does,
enough to own a grappling
How
hook.
does
yeah.
real life grappling hooks compare to?
They never work. Like, if you get it lucky enough to get it caught up there, the chance of you actually climbing the crappy rope that comes with a grappling hook are slim.
That's why I said Daryl's
Dislocated
probably
shoulders
a grappling
incorporated.
hook. I think he's tiny enough to
We
actually
need
be
to
able to climb up
discuss
buildings
that
with
though,
him.
because that is.
Yeah, I like the grappling hook idea quite a bit.
Yeah, it doesn't. All you need to just show
I can't
someone
promise
shooting
an
it.
anime cat.
I mean, anything will have Power Kid trying to use one, he'll Ewok himself with it.
Ugh.
I think everyone knows what I'm talking about. Whomp! Especially like gets wedged in his skull and it's such a ow.
Ewoks should be in this show. No.
Ewoks?
Yeah.
No.
They're like Wookiees, but backwards.
Say you can punt.
Yeah.
Blue Dragon said it would be nice to see short videos in between episodes advertising the next one with a character getting into some sort of shenanigans. Shorts like the Meet the Character videos you did could be cool.
We will have some degree of teases at the ends of each episode to kind of let you know what's coming next.
A preview might be funny.
But yeah, depending on how much time we
We have time on set. We have time to record
we can put
this
little
stuff really
trailers
well.
and stuff in.
Mhm.
That's really, really good for in between. But then when people come to the channel, we don't want people to like jump in and be like, I have to sit through all these trailers to get to the episodes. Like, jump around between stuff. So
Yeah, I mean, it might be
we'll
doing little teasers like as separate short videos or something might be good. Also, we probably just for shooting wise, our main priority will be working on the main episodes before we like shoot smaller stuff. So the teasers would probably use pre-existing footage and be like, throw it in next time or shoot.
We'll do it with voiceover and nice edits, basically,
Yeah.
is what he's saying.
Adam West.
Oh, we could get Adam West or Burt Ward.
man.
I didn't mean literally them, but
Oh.
if we could,
We should just write a letter to one of them and just see if they'll do it.
I'm Adam. You know how often I'm trying to get away. You know how long I.
Hey, we should just ask some of the
Always that
personalities we
man.
meet at
You know, I was in some really serious movies, but
We should bring your microphone to see if we can get, like, go up to the various personalities and have them record bits.
I just
Just have Chris. Hi, this is Christopher Jones, and stay tuned for the next episode of Super Academy.
that would be good.
You get Marina Sirtis saying it confused what as I ambush her with a microphone.
Yeah. Yes, Deanna Troy / Benicia.
She's going to be a conversion.
She's gonna be a
Yeah,
conversion.
sorry, I
She's gonna
saw
be
that.
awesome. One of my
Get
first
Craig
ever.
Wiseman to do one for us.
Yeah,
Yes.
my ever nerd crushes.
Imagine X asks, will the students have missions where they help out heroes on the field, like being sidekicks for the day, or something like that?
We have not written anything like that. It's not a bad idea, but that creates more characters and more costumes. And
Yeah.
I hate saying we can't do it because of money, but we
Yeah,
can do a lot of things. 'cause
There
of
is
money.
going to be an in-world equivalent of, sort of like a Justice League or Avengers type organization that everybody sort of aspires to
Avengers
be part
League.
of. But you probably won't see them on screen this season just because expensive costumes and expensive special effects and characters that need development time on screen that we just don't have time for.
That's
so. But in the future, maybe we'll see something like that.
Expanded universe novels.
I think we want to see the characters kind of grow on their own. It's sort of a story about discovering who you are and what your strengths are and how you impact the rest of the world. That's sort of the core theme of everything. It's finding yourself, and that's really important to do. We don't want to take time away from that to introduce more characters. So
that being said, they will be doing things out
We
of
got a
school.
tech problem,
yes,
Ted?
there will be some. There will definitely be missions,
Mhm.
off campus where they're doing stuff. So,
Right, but it'll be more
yeah,
them
it'll
doing
just
it.
be more them.
Blue Dragon said that he or she, so you want, along with So You Want to Be an Imagineer, when they do the reviews, we'll do a review of each episode when the series comes out to help spread the word.
Oh, awesome!
Awesome.
Thank you.
Please
And
be
then-
pretty nice.
No.
We won't give you Bay quality stuff, so no.
No, great. I mean, like
We'll give you at least Bryan Singer quality stuff, but not the Superman Returns Bryan Singer.
and we're also,
X2 to Future Past.
and as we go closer to like through production, we're always trying to find new ways to help promote it, get the word out more, especially as we get closer to releasing.
How are we doing on time, Ted?
We got about 6 minutes or so. It's 6:54 right now.
If people are still
Um,
doing okay, we can
Yep.
keep pushing on a little longer.
JDJ joined us.
Hello.
Said they're late.
TJD.
It's JDJ.
Okay.
JD letters and then J, the name. So.
Hello.
Blue Dragon also asks, could Corona have like a making of an episode video log?
We have talked about doing something like that in terms of
I
video
probably
log.
good.
Kind of like how
Possibly.
neat the character was in the.
I am possibly doing a video log as the punster if I have time that particular day, because that day we're filming where I'm playing the punster. I won't be doing too much line. That one particular day, we'll probably bring in another line producer for that day. So I'll be focusing on my acting or my attempted acting. But I hope I have a little handheld camera that I may do I may just do full method that day. And just do a video blog with a punster going up to all the crew making punts while they do.
We're not gonna Daniel Day-Lewis this.
Yes, I'm gonna Daniel Day-Lewis,
No.
Nicolas Cage this. Stanislavski!
How-
I might get kicked off my set.
TNT Girl says the characters should go to the state fair.
We would melt in the costumes.
Yeah. Andy might die.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, yeah.
the dark
suit
top
is
costume. But
So hot.
that'd be like sentencing someone to death.
Yeah, the state fair has like
Maybe
No
for,
shade.
maybe for like promotion or something, we could do something like that. We've talked with a friend. I don't know if this is gonna happen yet or not. We've talked with a friend who's developing a role-playing system.
Oh, yeah.
A superhero-based role-playing system. Who is interested in having us, do a little cross promotion and have create the characters in the game, maybe have some of the actors play those characters. So we're talking with them about that, and that might happen in the future, which would be really, really fun.
If they do a book, it'd be sweet if the example characters are super bad. Every role-playing game book has example characters.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome if you like Dark Cop.
What if we
and
play
Power
the game
Kid.
also? Like, but
In
them
character.
Yeah, I GM
Have
it or something.
have the players play characters other than the ones they play.
I'd probably want the guy who created it to.
Oh yeah,
GM.
yeah. What am I talking about? I'll play myself.
Whimson. Oh my god. What is your power? Shame?
I'd have like two.
That's
Hit,
Whimson's superpower.
I'd have 2 hit points and would have a thing where I get targeted first.
Your
Just
character's
to,
the bard.
Taunt.
Your character is the bard. Inspire others. With what? Stand-up comedy?
How long are the episodes going to be, and how will some of the characters be introduced?
They're going to be about 15-20 minutes, is the plan currently. The characters are going to be... We're going to get kind of a little rundown with each character in the first episodes. We'll get a little time with each of them, each of the main characters in the first episode to really showcase them more. But then there's going to be a lot of characters who are just kind of hanging out in the background, who are kind of, punchlines like Slothmaster and a few others.
yeah,
as well.
we're making it so you don't have to have seen the skits.
Yep.
The skits are canon to take place between seasons 1 and 2, though, but you don't have to have seen them.
I would call the pilot season 0, because it's not the same thing. Anyway, but in the second episode, we'll get to spend more time with a bunch of the background characters, and I can't say why that is, but you guys are gonna love it. It's gonna be really fun. So yeah.
What is the average velocity of an unladen European swallow?
Is he carrying a coconut? He said unladen? I don't know. I got thrown off the bridge.
That depends. What were they launched from?
Someone already tried to answer the question.
Oh, that's good.
African or European?
But they said European.
Oh.
Did.
Actually, it took care of all the variables.
Yeah.
Any...
That is quite the unjoke.
Blue Dragon asks, what about an audio play episode? Just characters and sound effects like Dark Cop being paranoid, recorded in his day, and we experienced it like a radio play.
That was, originally a thing that we discussed as like a stretch goal or something, but
Yeah.
honestly,
we're gonna focus on making these 4 episodes
Yeah.
really, really good.
Part of the fun about superheroes is getting to see, fights and special effects and stuff, and it's really not as satisfying to just hear the audio stuff. Granted, that's not to say we couldn't tell a good story in that, but we just think it'd be more appealing to do it, in a more visual medium.
Other questions?
Yeah, there's a few people who joined us, new people.
Hey guys, welcome.
Or they might have been here the whole time. I can't
Ciao.
tell. It doesn't really say. Can you just touch on again, real quick, how the side characters created in the live streams are gonna play in, or do you want them to just?
Well, Fracture, we've already got a scene with Fracture, and then from the very
We
first
just wrote a
one,
really cool scene with Fracture today.
Slothmaster will be kind of a recurring joke character.
But I mean, not all the ones that were created are showing
And
up.
all those are the two, Fracture and Slothmaster.
Yeah.
For sure, anyway.
I mean, most of the other background characters are also going to be based on, what costumes we get. Like, if we get a really good costume, and it's like, okay, well, we can make the identity from there also. Because if they're background characters, you're not going to get their name anyway, so it's all about the costume.
Yeah.
Nope.
Um,
So if you live in the area also, want to be an extra and make yourself a sweet superhero costume, we'll put you on screen. We won't necessarily give you lines, but you'll be one of the denizens of Super Academy. Denizens. I totally butchered that.
Denisians.
I don't know, maybe
Inhabitants
seen
of
in
the
the
Denny's.
But they're people they're all named Dennis. They're menaces.
That's a very strange organization.
Dennis Miller is there making tart jokes.
Is there an Evil Academy?
We haven't.
We've discussed it, but I don't know if that's going to be a thing.
we're not going to be able to do it in this. At least.
It seems weird that a child would decide to be evil.
Evil as a child.
You get more money. It's a safer job market.
Yeah, it's less saturated.
Safer.
Well, it's
Being
I
evil
wouldn't
safer?
necessarily call it
Yeah.
safer.
I mean,
You're not,
economically.
and you're also not fighting people who are actively
It's
trying to
more
kill you.
lucrative, but it's also higher risk because if you're caught, then you go to jail. So
Or
I
a
don't
mental
think- yeah.
institution that has very
Or
poor
mental
security.
institution,
Yeah.
So I mean, it seems like that's
Seriously, how many times have people?
the
barked
premise
in that
there
arc?
is stretching a little bit far
Security
for
sucks.
my taste.
But yeah, I mean, again, we not going to be here. I mean, possibly. It depends on if it works for the story. I mean,
It'd probably be season 2 material if that happens.
or 3,
Yeah.
or 7.
If we get that far.
Because we're totally season 15. No.
We keep getting funded.
Law and Order. I don't even think Law and Order got that many.
We're at our
Dark Ops is like
hour
30.
mark. But
Back right.
I
Any
said
other
if
questions?
there are
People
more
want to get
questions.
in. We'll take 3 more questions.
Posted it.
We'll do bonus times.
Cool.
Like the World Cup, 90 minutes. The game keeps going. You don't know
Random
when it
5
actually
minutes
ends.
extra.
Bonus
so
time!
power
It
It
going
could be
again.
1 minute. It could be 7. You don't know.
Dance. It's bonus
Some
time.
crazy Uruguayan referees keeping the time.
Jacob?
What if Star?
bonus
I don't know
time.
what you guys are doing. What if Starburst tried to market an action figure of himself?
It would have
I'd
really
buy it.
be. It'd be like when they redid the Star Wars action figures and have really ridiculous muscles and everything. It'd probably have a side action figure of a bikini lady going up for his legs, Conan style.
Yeah. I think it would
A
be
Fregetta attachment.
it would be like a Rob Liefeld drawing
Oh.
of Starburst.
Yeah.
I think that action figure would literally break if it was Rob Liefeld. Like, it wouldn't be able to support itself.
Where you just break right at the waist.
Yeah.
And it couldn't stand up because the feet wouldn't be functional.
If you guys don't know who Rob Liefeld is,
Google him.
yeah, Google him.
The first thing
Learn
that
how
comes.
terrible his art is.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Liefeld. Rob Liefeld.
Evil Academy sounds like a nice episode, but not as a thing. Just
Well, it's not an episode right now. Sorry.
Yeah. We have
There's-
some really cool villain stuff, and we're really excited to be able to pull in the villains that we've got. And again, we don't want to say too much about that, but there'll be some really cool stuff with villains. So don't worry. There will
How
be
about something like a gender bend episode, like in Adventure Time?
Nah.
we talked about doing body switch and stuff like that, and that seems like a trope that gets overused a lot in media like this. So.
I mean, I feel like most of the
I feel
characters
like most of the
will
humor
pretty much
is-
be the same
is sort
anyway.
of
Yeah.
Like, none of them really,
doesn't really drive much character development to do that.
yeah, I
And
mean,
it doesn't really figure into who they are.
yeah,
either.
Dark Cop and Power Kid would pretty much be exactly the same. Probably Conan. I mean, maybe Cliff might be one of them, but
Yeah,
probably not. I mean,
Imaginext said that they will might draw some fan art of the characters for the
excellent.
Steven account. Do you have an art account?
let us, if you do, let us know on the
Send
Facebook.
it to our Facebook or Twitter.
Don't send it to the YouTube as a message, just because YouTube's messaging is sometimes
Yes.
weird.
You don't always
It
get
is
it.
butts, don't
The
say.
Facebook messaging is great. Our Facebook page is probably the best way to reach
Or even
us.
yeah.
Or even a direct message on Twitter.
But we will post if you do. We'll
Post
assuming.
our official face.
I mean, as
fan
long
art
as it
thing.
fits within certain
Yeah.
maturity
No
standards.
Rule 34 stuff.
But we'll post it on that. We'll do it on the Kickstarter update and give you kudos.
In future shows, live shows, can there be more character interviews?
Yeah.
Those are fun.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
something we've definitely talked about doing. Meredith, the actress who plays Glyph, has been working her butt off on about 1 million different things. She was in a show at the Guthrie Theater, which is one of the largest theaters in North America. Very, very big deal. I mean, Ian McKellen has performed there. It's a big deal that she was in this show. And she's been doing a bunch of other theater stuff, but in about a month here, her schedule opens up for Super Academy stuff. And
No
we're gonna-
theater. It's Fringe season is upon us. Fringe Fest. So all theater people are involved in that right now,
Yep,
basically.
including us.
She did hurt her back though,
Including
so
us.
hopefully it won't put her out of
Yep.
combat.
Yeah.
readiness.
So we'll move her filming to whenever it needs to be. That's fine.
Mhm.
But she's very, very excited about coming back to play the character, and I think we'll probably do something with her in the near future. And Andy, the actor who's playing Dark Cop, is also very excited. He's of course also working Fringe. So, but yeah, that's definitely within the realm of near future possibilities, and that's something we definitely like to do.
I guess that's the last question I've seen so far. Will we be seeing any PSAs with heroes like Dark Cop and Starburst?
I don't think either of them would do that.
Why would they let students do PSAs? That's the
Yeah.
We could use that to expand the universe a little bit.
Yeah.
You will see a commercial in World.
yeah.
Which you are extremely
Yeah,
excited
I'm
for, aren't
very
you?
excited for.
He's not the
It
oldest.
does not feature Dark Cop or Starburst.
I just want to be the guy that leaves short punches. That's
No, don't say anymore.
all right.
If you guys caught that, you're going to be very confused and hopefully very excited. So, yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, that's all we got so far.
All right.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We are
As always, we're very open, so send us messages to Facebook, Twitter. We can't promise we'll get back to you instantaneously, but we'll absolutely try. And if you have other stuff that you guys want to see in live streams, or even if you just want to say, hey, I'm really looking forward to this, or I'm just glad you guys are doing this, or I'm really liking this character, that's amazing too, and we love to hear from you guys. And you're what keeps us going.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for
Absolutely.
being here,
Thank you.
and let us know if there's anything else you want to talk about.
Peace.
Ladies.
Everybody want to say goodbye?
Yep.
Bye, guys.
Bye.